And here we go again, people. Third time lucky? Whatever. I've been messing around with settings. I think I'm online now. We're live on the very first Hilko Guitars Atelier Twitch live stream. Why am I live streaming? Well, I'm getting a lot of questions. When can I come and visit your atelier? I would love to see you work. I don't play guitar, but I'm intrigued by the craft of making a guitar. And if I would invite everybody, it would be impossible for me to work. So I thought, why not set up a couple of cameras and go live when I'm working, so everybody can see what I'm doing, what I do as a job when I'm not on tour with famous bands like the Earth, Wind and Fire Experience by Al McKay. Al McKay was the guitarist for Earth, Wind and Fire. And that's the band I'm working for now. It's an incredible band, beautiful guys. But anyhow, this was unexpected. I'm, I think, more than an hour late. So I'll be right back, people. I'll be right back. I hope the audio is working. And I'll see you in a second. So here we are again. I was getting a drink because I was getting thirsty. Of all the talking I'm gonna have to do, I'll bring in my beautiful mic, the Electro Voice, famous mic. I love this mic. I think it looks really cool. So here we are, the very first live stream. What we'll be doing today, well, I'm gonna start with a little bit of an unboxing. At the moment, I'm redesigning my workshop. As you can see, this wall is still blank. I'm gonna make a tool wall, a tool display, so I can work a little bit more organized. At the moment, I've got two workshops, or ateliers. One is downstairs, that's the messy one, the one that I use for sanding and all the dirty work, sewing, sanding, crazy stuff happens downstairs. And up here is the fine woodworking / guitar shop. I do setups here, refrets, slightly sanding, making nuts, bending sides. The whole stuff happens here, right here in Vertrek, Boutersum, in the village. And I'm afraid the village is not supplied with really good, or I'm not supplied with a really good internet connection or server, and I think that's a problem. Plus the computer I'm running this whole thing on, I've got two mics, a microphone, and then streaming software, all that stuff. I think my computer is a little bit too weak for that, but we work with the things we have. But yeah, I'm redoing the workshop, but then a really good old customer of mine contacted me. He said, my guitar is 15 years old now, and I think she needs some fret work. And he plays the guitar every day, and in 1 week time I'm leaving for a tour. So I thought, instead of keep on working on my beautiful tool wall to be, I'll get the guitar in and do the work before I leave. So I'm planning to do that later tonight, or later in this stream. I'll be starting on that guitar. It's a beautiful, it used to be a white one. UV light did its work. This was Olympic white. And now it's getting creamy, and then you can see, maybe you can see, it's aging beautifully. But more shots later. About that guitar later. And I was thinking, since I'm redesigning, redoing my workshop, it would be nice to have some beautiful wall art. And I already bought some. This is quite a story. Let me get it. I still haven't opened the package. I ordered this on the 3rd of December 2024. And I thought there's some Christmas gifts in there. Hallelujah. Christmas gifts in there. But the Belgian Post office managed to delay the package for over a month. I think I received it last week. I received it, but I didn't open it yet. I had to wait for so long. I kind of forgot about it. I was a bit frustrated by it, so I didn't have any Christmas presents. I had to pay. You know, I ordered these things the 3rd, and the 6th of this December they arrived in Belgium, and then they had to go to the customs routine. So you have to pay when you order. I ordered this in Japan, so you have to pay taxes and all that. It was 57 euro, I think I paid customs for a 260 euro order. So 53% extra, 53 euro extra, not percent, euro extra. And yeah, here it is, still unopened. I'm gonna leave it all open. Maybe I keep it till next year Christmas. I don't know yet. Or maybe I'll open it in one of these streams when I know everything is up and working. So I'm gonna put this aside, but I think it's a funny story. You have to laugh with stuff like that because, you know, life is too short to be bitter and frustrated. But it's, I don't know, whatever. It is what it is. It was meant to be. So later I'll be opening it. There will be a special day. One day it will come up to me into my magic brain, and it will say, open me, open the Japanese package. But for now it's a secret what's in there. But let's go to another package. I was talking about the wall art. Art to put on the wall. And I was thinking, what can I print? Shall I shoot some really nice pictures? But I didn't want to lose time on that because I have to start working on guitars. So shooting some shots, making up the scene and all that will take me at least a day. And I thought maybe dig into my old pictures, and I found on a hard disk I forgot there was pictures of 2008, and in 2008 I was on tour with Chris Rea. The tour was I think the Hofner Blue Notes, something like that. Chris played his own support act. It was a brilliant idea. He played his own support act. He recorded a vinyl album. I think it's like 3 vinyl albums. I have it here somewhere. I'll show it to you next time. But he played his own support act, playing like shadow style, honoring the Hofner guitars. And in the light set, we had like 100 guitars in the light rig. And all the guitars, or most of the guitars, were lined out. The outline was neon lights attached, and it's a long story. But anyways, in the meanwhile, I'm gonna open this thing. I'm gonna cut it open. But there was a lot of lights, and I was guitar teching there, and I had my laptop on my tool case. And after, I don't know, 10 minutes, the screensaver would come on and it would take photos out of my photo library, which I shot. And Chris saw a picture. In fact, it's this picture. It's a moving... It was a happy accident on a... I think it was a Blue Nile tour. I wanted to take a picture, and I had a really heavy camera on a really, really unstable, tiny tripod. So I'm setting everything up, and I wanted to take a picture of the microphone, sharp, focused on the microphone, and then a blurry singer dancing in front of it. And just when I clicked the shutter, the guitarist broke a string, and I had to rush, and I moved the camera while I was running for the guitar player, and that was the result. And Chris loved that picture, and he said, "Oh man, you should take pictures of me or on this tour, blah 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 blah." And I told him, yeah. Another thing what happened taking that picture is, after it moved sideways, it fell off my tool case and it hit the floor and it broke, it killed my camera. So I told Chris, like, listen, I don't have a camera anymore because that's the last picture it took. And I believe he gave me some money. Well, I know he gave me some money to buy a new camera. And we were in Germany somewhere. And he bought me a camera and I started playing with it. And this is one of the shots I took of the floating guitars. By the way, I've got a web shop. This print is not for sale on this web shop, but if you want to have a t-shirt or a beanie or a mug or whatever, you serve to the web shop. And this is how they label it. Thanks for handling with care. You rock. Isn't that nice? And the post officer, the postman was really, really nice. So I shot a whole series of this, but I was curious how it would look, if it would look nice as a picture frame on the wall or whatever. This is a poster. Maybe I should bring in the other camera. Let's try this. Oh, look at that. Yeah, people, I hope the audio is working. People, that's the very first picture. Printed. I think it looks cool. Let me know what you think. But I think that would look rather nice. Wouldn't it? That would be looking rather nice on a wall. Let's put it against the wall so you can see. Or I can see. I don't know if I'm going to put it here. Oh, come on. People, let me know. Would it be nice on here? Oh man. I like the quality of the print as well. It's a bit static. The thing we have to make it the anti-static. So yeah, I've got different versions of this. I've got this got a totally black background, but I've got with pictures with red backgrounds, and then the whole floating guitar is different. I shot this with a long exposure time, obviously, and then making a painting by moving the camera, and that's the result. It's straight out of the camera, no editing, no Photoshop, nothing. The only thing that has been done to the picture is crop it to the right size so they could print it. But I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with the result. It looks great. So now I have to think where I'm gonna put it. I find the proper spot for it. I'm gonna wrap it up again. I'm not gonna wrap up this this live stream. I'm gonna wrap up this poster before I scratch it even more. The dust I can remove, but the scratches I cannot remove. So maybe I have to build a nice frame. No, don't do that. I'm not gonna build a frame. I have to start working on guitars. People meet the new I'm trying to get it. I might have to move the camera a bit. This is the second prototype, people. Well, of the latest version of the LD hollow body. People might know this guitar who follow me for a few years. My very first model was a T-shaped guitar, completely hollow body, and then the second one was an LSD. I'll show those guitars. I'll show those guitars in a next video stream. I just want to keep you up to date with what I'm working on. So this is the LD prototype number 2 of the latest Hilko guitar model. It's completely made out of oak. The neck is made from a stave from a whiskey cask, and the last time they had whiskey on that cask, that was I believe it was 66 or 69. I forgot the name of the whiskey which was in there. It was a Scottish single malt for sure. It started as a cherry cask in Spain. I don't know what year, but they use oak casks in Spain to put cherry on. Sherry, what is it? Is it liquor? Whatever it is. And then after, they can do that for X amount of years, and then the casks, some distilleries, whiskey distilleries would buy those casks to put whiskey on. And apparently, if you can find a bottle of this whiskey, you'll be paying a lot of money. I'm gonna contact the customer, the guy that gave me that cask years ago, he ordered a full rosewood HC. That was my T-shaped hollow body guitar. I did a limited run of 6 or 7 guitars, and he bought one. And while I was building the guitar, he told me he was into whiskey, and he had a shop or distributing whiskey, something like that. He's not doing it any longer, but anyways, he asked me, can you make a guitar out of a whiskey cask? Because I've got a very special whiskey cask and blah, 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 blah. So I said, I don't know. Really have to see. I have to knock the cask apart, all the staves apart, and then we have to see how stable that stuff is. Because it was very old wood, but it was sitting in a garden for years, and it was looking quite bad. I don't know if I think I've got a piece somewhere here of that piece of that stave. No, that's a very small piece here. But I said we'll have to see, and then I think it's at least 5 years ago. I was up in the attic where I put all my wood. All my wood I use is at least 15 years since I bought it. 15 years air dried, extra, in the attic upstairs, and it's a very steep staircase to go up there, and I only go there when I need some wood. Well, I've got wood in here in the house. It moves, the wood moves. When I buy it, it goes into the attic for at least 15 years. Then when I in here, I've got a selection of wood, of whatever I can make. So I've got stuff ready to go, which is in here for at least, I think, 3 years. But I get it from there into here, let it climatize to living room conditions. So in the winter we put on our heating, the air dries out. At the moment here, it's only 38% humidity, people. 38%. So that's quite dry. But I'll humidify it a bit. I like to keep my workshop in between 40 and 50%, which is nice. If I know I'm gonna build a guitar for a person who lives in a very dry climate, I adjust my workshop to the climate he's living in. So the guitar won't be doing crazy stuff on me. But mostly what happens, it shrinks when moisture gets out of the air, it gets out of the guitar as well. Wood is a living material, so it takes moist out of the air and it gives it back to the air. So it can dry out, and that's why some acoustic guitars can crack. The top can crack when it's too dry. That's why you have to keep an eye on your humidity. So guitarists, guitar makers, whoever you are, it's a good idea to invest into a humidifier, or at least a device that can measure the moisture in the air. But yeah, I'm working on this, but that's why I'm redoing the workshop. I want to have my walls, my tool on the wall, so I can build and don't have to look in all the different workshops I get where I placed my tools. I'm quite chaotic sometimes. I thrive on deadlines. That's when I work best. I like to work then day and night, which I do most of the time, because I can't sleep. When I go to bed, I'm thinking maybe I can do this better or that better. But yeah, people, whenever my workshop is finished, I'll be getting back to this guitar and I'll be streaming it as well, so you guys can see how long he takes to make a beautiful guitar like this. Oh, here is the very first, but it's a solid body. This is the very first LD, not made out of oak, flame maple, mahogany back, mahogany neck, maple headplate, rosewood fingerboard. It's a great sounding guitar, but I prefer to make hollow bodies.